Alright, hello everyone. So my next project is a kind of special project. I'm making a sweater for one of my best friends. And her favorite Pokemon of all time is Zubat. And I'm not here to judge, but there's not a lot of Zubat merch out there, so I'm gonna make her sweater. I found this graph off birdystitching.com. It's Zubat, it's a lion, through the night sky. It's very, like, this is desaturated so I could write all the numbers of each color. But it's like very nice purple background, blue Zubat, all that goodness. So I'm actually using the grape color I used for my Gengar sweater, because it's the best match I had. For the light blue color, we've got Cornflower blue. So this will be Zubat, and the background, like, mistiness. The black is black, the white is white. And then for the, like, yellowy orange parts, I have this Varsity gold. It's like a nice, it's not quite yellow, it's not quite orange. It fits very well with the picture. So I have made, like, almost a dozen cardigans. I have made zero sweaters. So, I have all our measurements, I did the maths, I think I have a plan. I hope I have a plan. So this is the start, and we're already off on the plan for the start because my friend sent me her measurements, and for the, like, not the bust, not the circumference, but the across, the width. I asked her to measure, like, a sweater. She really likes how it fits. So she gave me 20 inches for the across. And I measured my Gengar pockets, and it was like, okay, well, each inch is about 4 stitches. So if I want it 20 inches across, I need to do 80 stitches, and it is 23 and a half. So I think as I crochet, it's gonna kind of shrink a little bit because I tend to get, especially once I get up to the graph, it's gonna, because you gotta switch colors, it just gets, so I'm thinking this will be okay, and if the bottom's a little bigger, just make the ribbing a little bit, and it should be fun. But this is the plan. And hopefully hopefully that's what it looks like at the end. I have no idea what I'm doing. I've just watched a lot of Michelle Jask videos, and I'm like, I understand the concept, so let's do it. And we'll find out if it was a good idea or not. My friend's birthday is at the beginning of December. It is September 30th. So I have 2 months to figure this out, and hopefully we do that. Hello everyone. This is an update, a little check-in. I am just over halfway on the graph here. All things to get considered, I think it's coming together very, very well. I have been struggling with this. I find it very mentally taxing, and, like, very much like I have to be focused, I have to be paying attention, and if I'm not, I fuck shit up, and I gotta rip it all out. And so yeah, progress has not been that fast on this, but once I'm done with the graph, the back and the sleeves we're gonna fly through. Like, this graph is gonna be the biggest time commitment, I think, as far as the sweater goes. But yeah, I'm gonna probably check in again when I have finished the front panel. But I wanted to show an update before I got all caught up in everything and forgot that I should videotape things. I finished the front panel, and while I get started on the back panel, my plan is to block this out so that it's not quite so wobbly. Which I think is just from changing colors back and forth and all that goodness. So this, from the top here, from the top of the little sleeve bits all the way to the bottom, it's 25 inches. And the measurement my friend gave me is 27. So I can always add on the bottom here if I want to. But I think, since I plan to put like ribbing on the bottom in black, as well as, you know, a collar in there. Was your opinion necessary, ma'am? Okay. So yeah, since I plan to put the ribbing on the bottom, that's gonna count towards some of the length, and I can always just add more on the bottom if I need to. The original plan for these little sleeve bits, or the collar, whatever you want to call this, was to be 20 rows, but I ended up only doing 15. And I just came to that conclusion by holding it up against myself and seeing what felt right. Because when I did 10, like where this part sat was like at the top of the collar for like the t-shirt I'm wearing today. And I'm imagining probably 3 to 5 rows of ribbing, so an inch or so on there. So this might be a lower collar, but I'm sending it to my friend. My friend lives in Wisconsin, I live in Florida. Fixing it is not going to be easy if it doesn't fit over her head. So I'm going the cautious route of a larger, deeper collar than too tight and uncomfortable and unwearable. But I have finished the hardest part. I have to do the back panel, which is 103 rows, which is the total here to the top of the little doodads there. And then I am waiting. She wants a more tapered sleeve, so I need measurements to math that. But yeah, that's my update. Update time. I don't know. I don't have a smooth entrance to this. Ta-da! And an entire back panel! That they're attached! And it can go over my head! Now, I really won't be able to try it on much after the sides are seamed because my friend is much skinnier than I am. So, this I think is going to leave a nice space for the collar and just being able to get on our head. I blocked out the graph. It is laying much more square now. But that is the progress on that, and I cannot do any more on that until I get some measurements. So I am on timeout until that happens, and I am not going to nag my friend, A, because that's rude, and B, because she's got a lot going on right now, and this ain't all that important. So that's where that is. It is very likely that the next time you see me in regards to this project will be once I have finished the arms. Which, who knows when that's going to be. But, that is the update I have on that matter. Alright, hi everyone. I am sorry about that, but I cannot control the sun. Not in my wheelhouse of abilities. But in my wheelhouse of abilities is making this sleeve, which I got the measurements last night. I am starting from the cuff and increasing as I go, because that worked better in my brain today. But the way I make sleeves, you can start at the cuff, you can start at the top and work decreases. I just did a foundation single crochet to start it, and I didn't want to do 80 stitches of that, so we're starting at the bottom. As for how I got to my counts here, this is not something I am entirely certain I will be able to explain to you, but I am going to try my best. Alright, so what I have is, per the math, the bottom needs to be 36 stitches across, the top needs to be 80, and for every stitch, every 4 stitches is an inch, and every 4 rows is also an inch. And with the way I have done this grid, each square is a 2x2. So all of these numbers represent 2 rows. And this is how my brain works, this is how I picture things. So if it doesn't make sense to you, ignore this section of the video. But what I did was, I've got 36 at the bottom, 80 at the top. I figured out the halfway point here, and then I figured out how many stitches that would need to be. So that's 58, and then I found the 3/4 and the 1/4, and then I just kind of made it work from there. So for 3/4 here, we have 47. So to get from 36 to 47, I just, I was like, okay, so these two will be 46, and these two will be 37. Back and forth until I kind of hit the middle. And as you can see here, we go from 40 to 42. And it doesn't happen in every section. Whoa! Let's just throw shit on the floor. Let's just throw shit all over the place. Sorry about that. Okay, so this section here, 47, 48, 49, 50, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, everything worked out perfectly there. But then we get back up to this row again, 58, 59, 60, 62. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 70, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 80. It's just with the length of sleeve that she needs and how big the shoulder cap was versus the cuff, or versus where the wrist meets the cuff. This is what I've worked out. And the thing I have found with sleeves is, because even if I fold this over here, there's a lot of extra room in there, and part of that you need because this is bulkier than your average fabric, but also there's wiggle room in doing this, where the going up 2 stitches between a row is not gonna matter. And if I really wanted to finagle it, instead of doing 2 rows of, what's the next one coming up, 40 to 42, I could do 2 rows of 40, do a row of 41, then do a row of 42, and that would also work out just fine. There is a touch of flexibility in this because we're not making it skin tight. And when it's all seamed up and it's got stretch to it, I don't have my tripod out here, so I can't really, there's stretch in this. So again, this is just my method, taking you on the journey, letting you know how I approach these things and the way I think about these things. Doesn't mean they make sense, doesn't mean it's right, doesn't mean it's wrong. It's just how I've gotten to the point I have gotten. And then I'm actually gonna go, this is my notes as I work on things book, so none of this is actual useful stuff. This is from when I did the front panel, just to know how many rows I had to do before I got to the graph, and then how many rows after, and how many rows for the little shoulder bits. But this is what I have drawn up right now. So, as I do each row, you know, I'll do an X this way for the first row and then cross it down again for the second. And then when I do the second sleeve, I'll actually just cross out the numbers themselves, but since this is the first sleeve and I do have to do 2 of them, I require yet that information. But, yeah, I'm using a 4.5mm hook. And this part, in case you're wondering, this is the measurement she gave me. She measured a sweater she has, and she measured it like laying flat, so I had to double everything to get the full circumference of the arm, as it were. So the measurements she gave me were 10 to 4.5, so we went 20 to 9, converted that into our stitches, you know, so we have 20 inches, 1 inch, 4 stitches, we have 80 inches, 9 inches, 1 inch equals 4 stitches, so down here at the bottom we've got 36. Like, that's how my gauge worked out. And then here, $21, I want to say, was the length, if my mental math matches. Because also, 1 inch equals 4 rows. And again, that's for my gauge with this yarn and this hook on this day. Because tension also be a factor. But, that is all the yarn I have right now, which is not going to be enough for both sleeves. It's just not. So I'm going to finish the sleeve. Hopefully I can get this whole sleeve done and attach it. If I have enough yarn for that, I will be a happy camper. Because then, at least, while I wait... It's Thursday. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everyone. It's the best fucking day of the year. Love Halloween. But so it's Thursday, and on Monday, my mom is not working, and we are going to the fancy Joann's that has the big yarn wall instead of the one that is slightly closer. So I'm gonna get more yarn on Monday is the point of this little tale. But so I'm gonna finish this. If I can finish the sleeve, I can do the collar. I can do the cuff for this sleeve. And because I know the number of stitches, I can also seam up the sides. Because if I know it's going to be 80 stitches for the armhole, I just count 40 down from the shoulder seam. And I can seam up the sides, I can do the cuff, I can do the collar, I can do the ribbing on the bottom. So essentially the only thing that would be left would be the other sleeve and cuff. Once I get more yarn on Monday. So that is the current plan. Hopefully it remains the only plan. But given the way my life goes, I'm not going to hold my breath on that. Sorry, this is like highly stimulating footage as I just ramble. I apologize for that. I'm good at YouTube. I'm a professional. I know what I'm doing. But yeah, I'll check in either if I finish the skein and I can attach the sleeve and do all the accents, or I'll see you on Monday when I have more yarn and I can finish both the sleeves. So yeah. Well, which is very much the same day, and that's as far as we got, y'all. So I am up to... I literally just did this. I am up to 57 stitches per row. So we've gone from 36, way down here at the bottom, up to 57. Now, your edges, they gonna be wobbly. I don't know what to tell you. It's just... The only way I can foresee avoiding that is to make a sleeve in the round. Listen, of all of the math that I had to take in school, there is only one subsection of it with which I had a great deal of difficulty, and that would be geometry. A, because the way geometry math is written is stupid and proofs are stupid and I hate them, but also because I don't picture shapes in my head well, especially when they have to be 3D shapes. Like 2D is hard enough. Like, to make a flat panel is already asking a lot for my brain to, like, again, it took me 20 minutes to do the math to figure out the rows here. So to work it in the round would be an actual nightmare for me. So we don't do that. But yeah, that's where we're at until Monday. I'm gonna grab this. It's gonna make a lot of noise. I really wish it wouldn't. It's around. That's our review on that guy. And I do have him already attached to the back panel with a bunch of ends to weave in. And that's, I did a preliminary blocking just to make that out nice and square. It looks so good. Like, I'm sitting here looking at it through the camera, and like, Zubat is so crystally clear. Zubat! Like, this is a sweater with a Zubat on it, and I was really nervous, especially when we're talking, like, everything underneath Zubat here, because, like, unless you're gonna go through the effort of doing Tunisian crochet and then hand embroidering it to look like cross-stitch panel, you're not gonna get the, like, nice pixels that were on the reference graph I was using. That also means that there was a significant amount of panic happening whilst I was doing the rows up to the Zubat, and even once I began Zubat. Like, it wasn't really until I got past his mouth there that I finally was like, okay, I can see the defined body, and, like, this might actually become a thing. And then, before we go, we've got Mr. Cinder. I usually use that basket to carry my projects between my room and if I'm going to work outside, but I chucked a blanket in it because I was, you know, sitting in my chair and I got hot, and Cinder was like, yes, this pleases me greatly. That is where he usually sleeps. And there she is, the beautiful Queen Gidge herself. And I did make a reel, or a story, or whatever they're called. I made a fucking TikTok and then I cross-posted it. That's what I did. Regarding this 6-day star blanket. I'm, like, low-key obsessed with it, and I just want to make, like, 800 more, but that's not very fun and interesting for anyone. Oh no, don't. Oh, don't. We gotta file your nails again, baby girl. Yes, we do. But, Gidge lives here. This is Gidge's spot. She's in the beanbag, in the middle of the blanket, and, like, it suits her so well. Green is your color, sweetie. Yes, it matches your pretty little eyes, doesn't it? Yeah. Hi. Get your claw out of my blanket. No. Here we go. There we go. Kitty breaks. Kitty breaks are the best breaks. Kitty time is the best time. There's my microphone cord. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Oh, I'm sorry. Were we not paying enough attention to you, Mr. Cinder? We can pay all the attention to you. Yes. Hello. Kitty, kitty, kitty time. Kitty time is the best time. Kitty time is the best time. That was gross. He drools, and he just shook his head. Now my hand is wet. Cats are supposed to have dry mouths. They just are. And that guy is a drooly little biznatch. Yeah, him. That one. Sander, would you guys like to see something fun? This is what I'm gonna call my bucket of shame. And I can't pull it out of there. I have to pull it out from the side. But it's just, it was my first, crochet project. I was like, I'm gonna make a king-sized blanket. This is a 4x4 crochet granny square. I'll finish that when I'm dead. But yeah, that's Monday. I'll see y'all Monday. Alright, so we actually ended up going to Joann's yesterday on Sunday. And I got some yarn. And I do not usually have issues with dye lot inconsistencies. And whoa. I usually don't have issues with dye lot inconsistencies. And quite frankly, if this sweater was for me, I'd say fuck it, because it's a minor, it's like just ever so slightly darker. Ever so slightly. But it's not for me, it's for my friend. So we're going, where I live there are two Joann's. The one closer to me is an older Joann's, and then the one that's slightly farther away just got remodeled, has like the big fancy yarn wall in the back, all that shit. So we're going to the less fancy Joann's, but it is the one where I bought the previous skein to finish the back panel, and those matched. So, I have the dye lot number. I have my partial sleeve to color compare. And we're gonna go to Joann's and get some more yarn. Alright, so I'm just checking in. I have both sleeves done. I have both sleeves attached. And as you can see on the bottom there, I'm starting the bottom ribbing. I mean, so far so good. I'm very pleased with how it's turned out. So after I went to Joann's and got yarn that actually matched color-wise, I finished the first sleeve, attached it, started the second sleeve. I had 19 rows to go, and I ran out of yarn again. But I remembered that I had another skein of it somewhere else, so I pulled that one out, and that one matched. So I finished up the sleeve, attached it, did the seaming on the sides and the underarm, and so yeah, I just got to do the bottom ribbing, the cuffs, and the collar, and then it's going to go get a bath and get blocked out a little bit, because the front, which I blocked out to make sure that the graph turned out nice and square, it's much like nicer and loosier and goosier and slightly bigger than the back because it's been blocked already. So definitely have to do that for the rest of the sweater, just because with the way I did the seams, like you can see on that arm, there's some lumpiness going on, and it needs to be stretched out and taught which way to lay. But yeah, so that's the update on that. Should probably be able to get all the ribbing done today if I can stay focused, but we'll see what happens. Alright, look at that, it's done. I fucking hate it. Which, you know, as I stand here and laugh, I like having the big swishy sleeves that go into the cuff. And that's not what my friend wanted. My friend wanted tapered sleeves. So I made her tapered sleeves. And if she loves it, we're good. It doesn't matter that I hate it. But fuck, I hate it. I hate it. So my first time doing like a sweater instead of a cardigan, which means it's my first time doing like a head hole. It's probably too big, but I wanted it to fit. But we are in the bathroom because I blocked the front panel And specifically, I blocked out the graph. But I didn't block out the rest. And, like, if I flip this over, that's how the back sits. So, like, the back is much more scrunchied up than the front. So we're gonna get that in some nice hot water. We're gonna squeeze all that nice hot water out, and we're gonna block it. And everybody's like, you can't wet block acrylic. Yes, you can. You just gotta use hot water. Because you can steam block acrylic. And do you wanna know what steam is? It's hot fucking water. This is the way I like to do it. Because then I don't have a steamer. I don't want to buy a steamer. So we're gonna put it in a tub. I don't know what I was filming. Talking to myself. But yeah. It's tub time. It's tub time.
So I am super thrilled to announce that my friend got the sweater. My friend loves the sweater. Loves the size of the neck hole. Loves the sleeves. I've got a picture up of her wearing it that she sent me and gave me permission to add to the end of this. So it all works out. It's all a win. And she did get it in time for her birthday. I am recording this on January 2nd because November, December, and January are months that my brain does not agree should exist, and therefore I cannot do anything in them. But yeah, no, this project, I'm super happy with how it turned out. I'm super happy my friend loves it. I still, like, even rewatching this footage, still don't super care for the end result. But that's okay, because it's not for me, and I don't have to wear it. And the intended recipient loves it, and it's all good. But I'm hoping I will get back into regular posting here, and I've got like 4 works in progress going on right now, so we will all see together what the next completed project is.